Hi, welcome to Midtown Comics TV. I'm Jose Ramos. Since we didn't get to give you any recommendations last week, really quick before we get to this week's stuff, 3 books you should have read last week. Siege issue number 3, yeah. Green Hornet Year One, not Kevin Smith's Green Hornet, no, this is an original story by Matt Wagner starring the original radio superhero. And Brave and the Bold from DC. It's Aquaman and Etrigan in it. Go for it. It's great, great stuff. And now with last week out of the way, well, let's get to this week's recommendations. Thor issue 608, another Siege tie-in. This is just great all around. Some things that have been hinted at in previous issues aren't quite what you expect them to be, and we get a really nice knockdown battle between Volstagg and Ragnarok. If you remember him, he's the clone Thor from Civil War. Not Clor, Ragnarok. Please, no Clor.
Shuddertown issue 1. This is a new comic. It is very crime noir, it is edgy, it is grim. If you're looking for something that's in the vein of like The Shield, or in the more serious episodes of Homicide on the Street or The Wire, check this out. It's about a cop working on a case, dealing with a lot of his own demons, and things will surprise you. The dialogue is very raw and real. I am definitely enjoying this. I can't wait for the next issue to see what happens.
Justice League: The Rise of Arsenal, issue 1 out of 4. This is a really emotional issue. It's very deep, specifically into Roy Harper, aka Arsenal, aka Red Arrow. His old addictions, dealing with all the loss he's had to deal with at the hands of Prometheus from Cry for Justice. This is a really deep, compelling, great read. Go get it. You might do one of these. I know I did.
Green Lantern 52. This is a Blackest Night tie-in. We're getting to the end of Blackest Night, setting up for Brightest Day, whatever is going to happen with that. Sinestro, as we all know, has become a White Lantern of sorts. How is the war going to change now that he's got this weird power and ability, and does he know how to use it right? It's an interesting story. All the other guys are involved now. The Green Lantern Corps has finally arrived in full force on the battlefield. Everyone's involved. Parts of the ending may interest you for what could happen in the future.
Mark Millar's Nemesis, issue 1. With art by Steve McNiven, it's really hard to complain about anything that has that nice combination. In this case specifically, we're getting a story about anti-Batman. That's a phrase that gets tossed around an awful lot. In this case, it's actually very specifically, this guy is not Batman, but just as good. Compelling, fun, and it makes fun of Kick-Ass on its cover. Gotta give Miller credit. He knows how to hype things up.
The Marvels Project. This series is coming to a close. We're down almost to the last issue. Bucky is introduced in this issue, and we finally get an explanation as to the seeming continuity change that Brubaker did for his origin way back when he first took over for Captain America. We also get the introduction of the Destroyer, and again, further developments with the Nazi super soldier program and how it ends up creating the Age of Marvels in the Golden Age.
Captain America, kind of a big deal right now. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news with the film and everything coming out. Marvel's been doing a lot with him recently. Besides that, maybe he's not your favorite character in the world, but at the end of the day, you still have to admit he's pretty important because, well, he's awesome, and he has a lot of connections to other characters in the Marvel Universe that you might not know about.
When Captain America became a super soldier for the American government, they wanted to give him a weapon that was both offensive and defensive. Dr. Myron McClane was trying to make an alloy using vibranium. Vibranium is a fictional metal in the Marvel Universe. It comes from Wakanda, the Black Panther's country. It can actually absorb sound and a lot of kinetic force. One night, Myron McClane fell asleep while experimenting. When he woke up, he had actually succeeded in making this alloy. Because of its unique vibranium properties, it can actually absorb, say, a punch from the Hulk without him breaking his arm in the process.
After years of trying to recreate the experiment that made Captain America's shield, Myron McClane, its inventor, gave up on that but ended up inventing something new called adamantium. You might have heard of this. Bullseye's spine is made out of it. Ultron's body is made out of it. It's what makes Wolverine's bones unbreakable. Kinda cool when you think about it.
And that's just one way how Captain America is connected to other heroes and villains of the Marvel Universe.
Well, that's all we got for this week. I managed to not get hit by a tall redhead, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in the win category. Make sure you check us out on Crazy Sexy Geeks series, our channel on YouTube, MidtownComics.com, of course. Also check out the weekly podcast. I think they might have had someone I talked about earlier this episode. Maybe? You have to go and find out yourself. See you next time.